Hello all. So today in this video we will see how to evaluate your inventory with first in first out method in SAP. Now by default SAP has provided two price parameter for its materials. First is from moving average price, second is standard price. Now by default raw materials are evaluated at moving average price. Hence its inventory valuation at the year end or at the quarter end is also evaluated through the same. Hence, for those companies who wishes to value their inventory through FIFO method, they are unable to do it. Okay, so SAP has also provided a standard solution to fix this issue. So there are several T codes to run, but before that you will have to configure it. Okay, so in this video we will see the configuration part as well as the testing part. So in this Excel sheet, I've shown example of both the methods of calculation. So from moving average price perspective, I have given this example, and this example is from FIFO price. Okay, so let's assume that you have one raw material. Let's take raw material one, and we are purchasing it on 1st April, 100 quantity at rupees 10, and on 2nd April we are again purchasing the same material at 100 rupees. Sorry, at 100 quantity at 20 rupees. Now, if you see on the 3rd April, we are going to consume the materials. Okay, 150 quantity. Now the price it has been taken as the average price. Since the quantity was same for the both transaction, its average price of 15 rupees is taken over here, and same is calculated for the total value. Now the closing stock after consuming the 150 quantity out of 200, you can see 50 stock is remaining, and that is also calculated on the moving average price of 15 rupees. Hence the total value comes to 750. Now as of FIFO method, I'm taking the same examples. On 1st April and 2nd April, we have purchased 100 quantity at 10 and 20 rupees. Okay. Now on 3rd April, while the consumption, now this is where the changes occur. Okay. For the consumption, 100 quantity will be taken from the first transaction of 1st April at rupees 10, and for the remaining quantity will be taken from the second transaction, which was valued at rupees 20. Okay. So so the total value, okay, 100 at rupees, 100 quantity at rupees 10,000 and 50 quantity at rupees 20,000. Total 2,000 value of quantity was consumed. Okay, so now the remaining quantity of rupees of 50 quantity was also valued at 20 rupees. Since in this from this transaction only 50 quantity is remaining. Okay, because first 100 quantity was consumed from here, and remaining 50 was consumed from here. So from here we have 50 quantity still remaining of rupees 20. So we can see the closing stock of 50 quantity at rupees 20 is there at the end of the period. Okay. So in this Excel sheet, I've also maintained the configuration part. Okay, so in SAP, we'll see how to do the configuration, and also we'll see the end user activities and testing part. Okay, so moving to SAP, now we can begin the configuration part. So the first step, activation of FIFO method. Okay, so I've given the IMG path over here. You can refer the IMG path, or you can directly use the T code. So I will be using the T code OMWE. So you need to tell the system which method should be activated. So as per my requirement, I need the FIFO valuation method. So I will take the FIFO valuation active, and I've inactivated the LIFO method. Okay, then you can save it. Then the second step is defining the valuation level. The code is OMWL. So in this transaction, you basically define whether the valuation should take place at your plant level or your company code level. Okay. So it says valuation area level. Valuation area is nothing but your plants. Okay. So since I want to evaluate my materials on plant level, so I take this part, and we can save it. Then moving forward to the third step, you will have to define the FIFO relevant movement types. The T code for the same is OMW4. So in this transaction, in this T code, you will have to define which moment types are relevant for FIFO valuation. So now this part can differ from client to client. As per the client's requirement, we'll have to take the moment types. So as of now, for this example, I've only take the 101. Okay, good receipt moment types. Okay, so you'll have to make sure that you do not take any consumption movement types. It has to only reflect the goods receipt part. Okay, so now moving forward, we have to define the FIFO method. Okay, T code for the same is OMWP. Okay, OMWP. Okay, so by default, SAP has provided two methods. Okay, so you can directly use this one. Okay, if you have not used any of the method, then you can change it. Okay, if you have used this method, then you won't be able to change them. So you'll probably have to create a fresh one. So I'll show you how to create your own method. So first thing first, you'll have to copy any of this method. Okay, it will say you cannot change the method FIFO01. All right, just cancel it and then copy again. Now let's say we'll make a method Z FIFO 6, since I've already used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 6 is remaining. Okay, so name can be anything. Okay, now for this sample, you will have to select the one. Okay, the rest of the samples are for LIFO, only 01 is for FIFO. Then single receipt means that you want to value the inventory at a single transaction wise or a monthly wise. Okay, if you do not take this, then monthly wise it will evaluate. Okay, so I want single transaction wise. Now quantity comparison. Now you have four option over here. VOM means it will compare the price with the previous month's price. Means at the end of the month of the same date, what was the price of the inventory and current price, and it will post a difference. VVM is for the month before month. Okay. GJE is for the previous year. That means inventory is price at the last year of the same day, and current day's price it will compare and post the difference. And for the CUR current, it will post the difference between the current price, current moving average price, and current FIFO price. So we definitely want this one. We want to see the current price. Okay. So you can click enter and then you can save it. Okay, now moving forward to my fifth and last step. Okay, defining the base year for the valuation area. For this, you'll have to go to SPRO. So in material management, valuation account assignment, go to the balance sheet valuation procedure. And here you'll have to select the FIFO method. Okay. Now you'll have to select the valuation level. Now, if you have selected the company code during the valuation method, okay, in this T code, okay, so if you have selected the at a company code, then you'll have to specify the company code over here. Since I had selected the valuation area, that means plants, so I've given two of my plants, and I've given the base year, okay, from which year this valuation will be applicable. So you can give your plant and base year and then save it. Once this is done, now you're good to go for the testing. Okay. So before we move to the testing part, we'll also have to see if material master is properly is set up for the FIFO valuation. So we'll check our material. Okay, so I'm going to take the example of this material, chemical material, and let's see if relevant settings are there. So you have to go to the accounting too, and you have to make sure that it is ticked for the LIFO FIFO relevant. Okay, if the tick is not there, then the valuation will not take place. Okay, and in accounting one, you can see that standard price and moving average price both is zero. Neither it has any inventory value. Okay, it's a freshly created material. Second thing, you'll have to check the OBYC setting. So this is where the integration takes place between MM and FI, and over here you have to see the transaction key UMB. This one, UMB, gain loss from revaluation. Have to make sure that your chart of account has accounts assigned. Okay, so I have valuation class wise account assigned to it. So we can move ahead for the testing. Now let's create some PO for our material. Okay, so our material was chemical material. Okay, PO quantity will be 100. Net price is of 10 rupees. Currency INR plant is like 001. Source location is 001. Okay, this is my purchase org. Okay, now let me just copy this line. Okay, so in this PO, we are purchasing the same material first at 10 rupees and then at 20 rupees. Okay, for our sample testing. Now in invoice, I want it to be GRR based. Okay, now we can save it. Okay, now going to the GRN. Okay, let's do the GRN for this PO. Okay, so first I'll do is first I'll do the receipt of the first line. Okay, and then again I'll do the same for the second line. Okay, done. Now let's save it. Okay, so basically what we have done is we have made a purchase order, and against which we had made two lines. Okay, so system will take the receipt as separate. Okay, since we had done two different GRN. Now let's do one goods issue. Okay, our material was chemical material. Let's take quantity as 150. So total receipt quantity was 200. Okay, since I want the quantity to be taken from both the transactions, I'm going to take 150 quantity. I'll give the plant, I'll give the location. Okay, enter. Then in account assignment, you have to give the cost center. Okay, now let's save it. Now let's see the material. Now if I go to accounting view 1 and see the price analysis, then I can see the consumption part, this line. Okay, it has been done at a moving average price. Okay, since my quantity was same 100, it has taken the average of the price 15 rupees, and hence the consumption also took place at 15 rupees of 150 quantity. Okay, so this is not correct if you take from the FIFO method perspective. So in FIFO method, first 100 quantity should have taken from this line, and remaining 50 quantity should have taken from this line. Okay, so the closing stock would have been 50 quantity at 20 rupees price instead of 15 over here. Okay, it is taking 15 right now, but it should have been 20 at 50 quantity. Okay, so now let's do the changes and we'll see. Sorry, let's test the program and we'll see how it impacts this price analysis. So first thing first, we'll have to flag the material MRF4. Okay, you can select the material only and you can do it, but I'll select the company code as well. Now I'll have to take this update material master and FIFO index, otherwise nothing will happen. Execute it. It will say one material master processed and one index updated. Then we'll have to go to MRF3 where we'll create the document extract. Okay, so you'll have to select your FIFO method. So we had created Z FIFO 6. I'll select the Z FIFO 6 company code. You can give any of these parameters. Okay, even if a single parameter is selected, it will process. So I want this particular material to be processed. You can give the time restriction. I'll select the this time frame only. Okay. Let this setting be as it is. You'll have to select the update receipt data. Otherwise, it will only show you the data. Okay, it will not update it. So I want the receipt data to be updated and execute. Now we can see that two transactions were there. Okay, as per the moment types we had mentioned. Okay, 101 was maintained in the FIFO relevant moment types. That is why only this transaction came. Consumption moment types will not be here. Okay. Now going forward to the final step, MRF1, execution of FIFO valuation. Now over here also you'll have to select the FIFO method that we had created, company code, and let's execute it now. Okay, so select the price table to be updated. Okay, this is for the lowest value. We don't want the lowest value. We want the FIFO value. Okay, second is material master price update, and click on the change material price, and select the direct update, and then you have to execute it. Now we can see that system has corrected the value. It says that it has found a difference of 250 rupees, and gross value should have been 1000 rupees. Okay, now now let's go to 24mm03 and we'll see the price, the, the price analysis. Accounting view 1, material price analysis, price history, and you can see over here that the um, like there's a debit entry, okay, 250 rupees, and we can see now the valuation has been corrected. Okay, so technically it should have consumed 100 quantity from here, 50 quantity from here, and out of 100 quantity only 50 quantity should have been remained. Okay, as we can see 50 quantity is there, and the price should have been from this moment price, okay, at 20 rupees, which is also there. Hence this 1000 rupees valuation of closing stock is correct. Now before we end, let me show you the FI entry as well. So as you can see over here, okay, the price difference from UMB transaction is taken over here. And second, your material inventory, okay, from a balance sheet, your inventory account is debited. Okay, so correction is done this way. So transaction wise correction will not be done. It will do the correction on a cumulative figure, okay, at the end of the month, at the end of the week. Okay, so this is how it is going to work. Okay. Um, if you have any question regarding this method, or during for this valuation procedure, you can comment it down. Thank you for watching.